So this dashcam has implemented a very unique concept. Two rotatable cabin cameras which can be like focused manually towards whichever direction you want, either the front, rear or even the sides of the car, giving you the widest field of view, the widest coverage from any cabin camera in that budget range. So in this video, we're going to take a deep look, a full review of the Dansker 360-degree panorama dashcam, starting with the unboxing, its video quality during both day and night time, along with the on-screen settings. So let's not waste any more of your time and jump in straight into the unboxing. Let's take a look. Alright, so here's the Dansker 360-degree panorama 4-channel dashcam coming in at a price of about 7,000 rupees. Let's quickly open up the box. So here's the main front camera which shoots a full HD resolution, and the most special thing about this camera is that this has got 360-degree rotatable dual cameras built in within the front main unit. So this basically means you can have customized views of any angle of the car, either on the driver's side or even the passenger side. On top you get a large windshield mount, which is kind of necessary to support the kind of weight this dash cam comes with. You get a Type-C port for power and you get a rear camera port. At the back you get a 3-inch wide display. At the bottom you get control buttons and some ventilation holes. Right in front of the camera you get the Dansker logo, and this windshield mount is tiltable, so which means you can adapt it to most of the windshields out there. So here you have the SD card slot right here on top of the camera. So this is the rear camera with a metallic mount pre-attached with screws, and here is the 3.5mm port which plugs in into the main unit. You also get a type A to type B connector right here. Additionally, you also get a 3M sticker which can like stick it right here, and you can stick it to where you want the rear dash camera to be mounted. Following that, this is the main power cable which gets a pre-attached 12-volt car charger. On the other end, you get a L-shaped Type-C connector which plugs in into the main camera, and along with it you also get a GPS logger which is also kind of attached to the main power cable. So you'll have to stick this GPS logger onto the front windshield so that it catches the GPS signal. Lastly, in the box you have the user manual, so those who are looking to get into all the technical info and all the details regarding this camera, you can go through this and have a complete overview of the Dansker 360-degree panorama dash cam. At the back they have provided detailed specifications, so I'll just zoom in and you guys can just pause the video and take a look at the detailed specifications of this camera. So a very unique concept executed by Dansker in terms of providing two rotatable cameras which kind of provide you a flexibility in terms of getting the right perspective out of the dash cam. You can cover most of the surrounding of the car. You can cover the driver side window, the passenger side window, and even the cabin. And of course you can basically cover the entire surrounding of the car, whichever specific angle you need the camera to cover. That's a really cool thing, and since this is manually movable, so even when the dash cam is recording, you can move around the camera and try to record whichever specific area you want the dash cam to record. So now let's move on and take a look at the video quality of this camera along with its on-screen settings and the app setup. So here's the video sample from the front camera on top and the two cameras, the two cabin cameras, you can see them at the bottom. So I put them side by side just to give you a perspective of the kind of coverage this camera brings to the table within that amazing price range. So all cameras shoot in a full HD resolution, all cameras shoot in a 25 fps frame rate with close to 7000 kbps of bitrate and about 50 MB per minute of file size. The daytime video quality is quite sufficient, quite decent and usable for like everyday day-to-day purposes and shouldn't be a major issue during daytime. Moving on to the nighttime quality, so slightly overexposed areas, you can see those blobs of headlight coming up on the front camera screen, and in the interior camera you can see that the infrared LEDs have turned on, and since then the footage has turned out to be black and white. So this is a good thing because they have provided infrared lights and the footage won't be like completely dark from the cabin. But in terms of coverage, the front camera and both cabin cameras are providing well enough coverage to cover most of the areas surrounding the car. So that's a positive thing that works in the favor of this camera. Moving on to the rear camera quality. So this too shoots in a full HD resolution at 25 fps and a similar bitrate as other cameras, but the file size is much lesser. This shoots only at about 16 MB per minute. The overall video quality is decent at best from the daytime sample and like usable for everyday purposes, but the nighttime quality can be improved a bit more. you do tend to see those high glare spots right in the middle of the screen, and that's kind of common within this budget range. So the video quality does look quite decent for the price, but what about the on-screen settings? Do the settings of this camera justify the price you're gonna pay for this? Well, let's dive down into the settings of the Dansker Dashcam. So as you're seeing right now, I've powered up the Dansker 360-degree Panorama Dashcam, and this is how it looks like. So you've got the two interior cameras streaming right here on top of the screen. You've got the front camera here, you've got the rear camera here. So I just have placed the rear camera and I haven't actually mounted it, so that's why it's appearing a bit more dark. That being said, you get this wide screen to view the recordings from each cameras, and you have these control buttons right here at the bottom. So the good thing about this is that you can easily turn around the camera, and as you're seeing on the screen right now, the view changes, and accordingly you can set the particular camera angle to whichever specific angle which you require. So in most likely cases, this is usually focused towards the two windows of the car, that is the driver's side window and the passenger side windows, to record any interaction that might happen through that window. But nevertheless, you still have the convenience of even like focusing this camera right towards the front as well, or you can completely turn it around and focus it towards the cabin. So this is a level of convenience, this is a level of flexibility the Dansker 360-degree dash cam offers you. So first of all, you get this recording LED right here, you get this red light which indicates that recording is going on. So right here at the bottom, you get the control buttons and you get the corresponding information. Switching to different camera angles is pretty easy. Just press this button and you have this front screen view with the two interior camera view. Then you get this only front screen. Then you get the interior camera on one side. So as you're seeing right now, you can easily adjust the camera angle. Then you have the interior camera of the other side. You can adjust the camera angle by looking at this view. Then you have the rear camera, which I currently haven't connected. So as you're seeing right now, it's right here in my hand. I still have to connect it. That being said, this is back to the main menu where it shows all the four cameras together right up on the screen. So along with that, you also get a snapshot button. If you click on that, it takes a quick snapshot from all the four cameras. Then you've got the screen on and off button. So in case you want the display to turn off, if you feel it's a distraction, you can press the button and turn the screen off. Let's quickly head into the settings. So if you press into settings, the first option which you get is the file browsing. So if you click on that, you can browse through the front camera file, the left camera, the rear camera, and the right camera. So basically you can access the recorded files. Then you get the movie mode. You can select the resolution either 1440p or 1080p. Let me just select 1440p for now. So if you do want the 1440p, it asks you to disconnect the rear camera as well. With the rear camera, you get only a 1080p resolution. So moving on, you have this movie clip time. So you have this 1 minute, or should I say the loop recording duration, that is 1 minute, 2 minutes and 3 minutes. You can set according to your requirement. Then you have the LCD power save option. You can set the display to turn off after 5 seconds, 10 seconds or 1 minute, or you can set it to off, which means the LCD will always be turned on. Then you have the clock settings, within you can which set the date and time and month. Then you have the date format, DD, YY, YY, or YY, and DD. Moving on, you have the mic option. You can set the mic to off or on. Then you have the screen flicker. You can set the frequency to 50 Hz or 60 Hz. Then you have the EV option, that is the exposure value. You can increase or decrease the exposure of the video. Then you have the language option, plenty of options out there. So when you first start off the dashcam, you probably will need to select the English language. Then you have the G sensor option. If you do click on that, you can set the sensitivity to high, middle or low, or you can set it to completely off. Then you have the volume setting, the volume of this particular device. Let me just reduce it a bit more. Then you have the mirror settings. So basically you can mirror the front camera or the left interior or the right interior or the rear camera. So you can mirror any of these cameras based on your requirement. If in case if you want the video to be mirrored, you have the GPS information currently showing you the GPS coordinates and the strength of the GPS signal. Then you have the speed unit. So basically within which you can set kilometers per hour or miles per hour. Then you have the Wi-Fi switch. So basically you can turn off the Wi-Fi or turn it on. And if you do click on the open button, it's going to give you all the details. Then you have the time zone, very important to select the geographical location. So currently it is selected for India. Then you have the infrared LED for the interior recording during night time. You can set it to automatic on, or you can set it to close, or you can set it to open. Then you have the format SD card option. So this is important because if you're using a new memory card, it's important that you format it before you actually use it in the dash cam. Then you have the reset dash cam option. You can completely reset it to factory settings. Then you have the app download option. So this gives you the QR code to download the video app, which is available on Google Play Store. So you can scan this and download that particular app. Then lastly, you have the product information giving you the software version number. So that's it. These were the on-screen settings for the Dansker 360-degree panorama dashcam. Pretty straightforward, simple and easy to use. And just as mentioned previously, you'll probably have to select the English language first when you first turn on the dashcam, because it'll probably be in a different language. So once you do that, you should be good to go. So coming in at a price of about 7 to 8,000 rupees, giving you the widest field of view from any cabin camera within that budget range, giving you 4 cameras, giving you a 3-inch display along with a GPS. I mean, if you are looking for these specific features in your next dash cam within that budget range, this definitely should be your next choice. That being said, if you are interested in purchasing this dash cam for yourself, the purchase link is given right down below in the description. You can even check out all the details given in that description link for all the technical specifications and all the other info related to this dash cam. And if this video has helped you out in making the correct purchase decision, go ahead, hit that subscribe button of my channel right now, smash that like button and share this video to all your friends who want some 360-degree coverage around their car within the 7 to 8,000 price bracket. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.